Peace, what's going down? My name is Memory. For those that don't know me, I'm a hip hop producer and session guitarist. My playing can be heard on tracks by platinum selling artists such as Young Jeezy, Ludacris, Kevin Gates, Public Enemy, and more. I'm here today to talk about a song that I co-produced in Acid Pro with platinum producer DJ Pain 1. We've been using Acid Pro since 1998, and after 20 years, it has stood the test of time and remains our primary tool for music production. I'm excited to announce that Magix have released version 8 of Acid Pro in early 2018. To celebrate this release, I'm doing a series of videos that demonstrate the basic features of Acid Pro and how it can be used by artists to create industry quality records. I hope you enjoy. Alright, so here we have the session for Hoover Music in Acid Pro 8. This is the latest version of Acid that Magix has released. It looks a little bit complicated, but it's actually fairly simple in terms of the elements that are here. It's basically bass, drums, guitar, and scratches and vocals. I'm just going to break it down for you how this beat was made. I'm going to start with the guitars first, but before I do that, let me just play you a little bit of it so you can hear the track.
You got the mic, people so-called street cred, the radio, the TV, the World Wide Web, but we can't do nothing with what you said. Sounds like somebody's in bed with the feds. Hoover Music, how you gonna make music when you take music and abuse it to make my crew sick so nobody else can use it? More than just some non-singing, drug slinging, Hollywood swinging, fling sing, is it raiding or raping? No more.
So let's just start with the guitars here. When I came into the studio, the idea was that Public Enemy wanted something a little bit rocky, that kind of bridge between rock and hip hop. So, I was in the studio with DJ Pain 1, and I came up with this particular riff, which is kind of how we started the track. Yeah, so you get, it's just a, real pretty simple riff. And so that kind of became the, the basis for the track, and everything was kind of based around that. So that was used for the verse. And then for the chorus, we used this other part where it sounds like kind of like a build-up. And let me play that for you. Yeah, so, real simple, just going up the neck, just playing power chords all the way up, and then Payne, did the drums after that. In terms of other guitar parts in here, the part B to the verse is just, it's kind of it has an effect on it. I think what Payne did is he pitched up the guitar, but then also played the heavy, the heavy part over it. So this is what this sounds like here. And then it goes back into that first main riff there. So, those are the main parts of the guitar. There are some other little parts where you have some kind of like pull off type stuff. Let's see here if I can. There's like this part. So if you could hear that, it was kind of just like a guitar slide. And just a little solo piece going on. And those are just for like kind of the transitions from one part into the next. That's where those were added. And then there's also false guitar in here too, or rather guitar that was programmed with VSTs. Though I don't have the actual VSTs that were used, I do have the tracks here. So those parts were mostly on the chorus, so that was just to give it a little bit more texture and just kind of thicken it up. So then the next part was the drums, and what DJ Pain 1 did here is he basically started with a break. This is the main break here. And as you can see, it was just chopped up in Acid here. Chopping is really, really easy in Acid. It's super fast and efficient. You know, you can just go in and just make slices and make cuts and then move things around to where you need them. And obviously, you know, decide what tempo you want and what pitch you want. You can pitch things up and down just using the plus or minus. Really simple. So then after putting that break down, he used, you know, sampled another break, which, you know, just he sampled one of the hi-hats, it looks like, and then one of and then just another snare to go over that. So you get, you know, so you have more texture there. And then he just started layering other drums, like another, you know, kick drum and another snare to make everything a lot, just, you know, hit harder in the speakers. So real simple there. You know, it's just a matter of layering. It's really simple in Acid to do that. Obviously, you can just select whichever sounds you want from your Explorer down here, and then you can come up in here and just paint them in where you need them. And then you can, you know, scroll way in and kind of slide them around, you know, to make them match up how you want them. But everything is based on a grid for the most part. You can just snap everything into a grid as long as everything is, you know, riding at the tempo that you want. Some people do it freeform. I find that really difficult, but, you know, it does happen now and again. So then for this chorus part, he just, you know, layered some crashes over the drums and just has this, like, this kind of kick drum going, you know, so you can see that even the break was just cut up so that you just have the kick here. So you know, and that kind of plays all the way through. The other percussion that's in here is kind of some more basic stuff. Not basic, but just stuff that, you know, doesn't really, it just adds texture to it, more or less. It doesn't really affect the rhythm so much. And that's here. I'll play that with the drums. So yeah, that's pretty cool. The bass line basically follows the guitar riff. Here's the bass for you. Okay, and then the part B is, you know, and then in the chorus, that is pretty much the entire track. You know, there's just some other little parts that have been put in here. You know, just other little crashes and little effects to kind of make the transitions from one part to the next part sound, you know, more interesting. But real easy to do. You know, copy and paste features are really easy. So if you look at the entirety of this file here, you can, you know, hip hop tends to be rather loop based. So, and this is, you know, one of the founders of loop based digital audio workstations, Acid. So, you know, what you have here is you can kind of see this block is repeated, you know, about 4 times. And then there's, you know, an intro and an outro. And then as you're producing the track and, you know, trying to figure out like where you want, you know, drops and things to be, you can just come in here with an erase tool and just kind of erase, you know, parts that you don't want, or you can add in other instruments just by adding another track. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, it's pretty basic, but this was a track that was, you know, given to a platinum selling group, and you know, there's a music video to it. It's, you know, it's done fairly well. So, you know, good things can be made in Acid, and I would say it's, you know, it's one of the better digital audio workstations to work with.